Welcome, everyone, to the simulation frequency. Have you ever felt like you're stuck playing a side role in your own life? That's not a vibe problem, it's a wiring problem. What you're feeling is a neural loop doing exactly what it's designed to do: keep you efficient, predictable, and safe. Today, I want to show you how those loops form, why they feel so real, and how to rewrite them so your default setting becomes main character energy. Think of a loop as a roundabout with 6 exits you never take. Something cues you, a calendar invite, a critical look, that tiny dread when you open your bank account. An automatic thought fires. I'm not ready. They won't pick me. This always goes badly. Your body follows with a state. Shoulders drop, breath shortens, and your stomach or chest tightens. From that state, you act small. You delay. You polish instead of publish. You say, maybe later. The outcome is predictably meh. Your brain updates its belief. See, I told you I'm not the kind of person who does this. And you're right back at the queue, primed to ride the same circle again tomorrow. Under the hood, a handful of brain systems are running this carousel. The basal ganglia are your autopilot. They store habits and motor sequences so you can run on rails with minimal effort. The default mode network, it narrates your life when you're not focused on a task. It loves to replay old scenes and label you with tidy sentences like, I'm the support character. Your reticular activating system is the bouncer at the door of awareness. It lets in evidence that matches the story and ushers out what doesn't fit. Meanwhile, the amygdala, soaked in cortisol when you're stressed, tilts you toward the familiar over the possible because familiar once meant survival. The prefrontal cortex is your executive override. It plans, chooses, reframes, but it goes dim when you're underslept or overamped. And then there's myelin, the fatty insulation on neural pathways. Repetition, emotion, and sleep wrap more myelin around the circuits you use, which means the loop you run most becomes the loop you run fastest. This is why your loops feel like truth. The brain's job is prediction. It hates expensive surprises and loves cheap repeats. Each time you take the same mental route, the highway gets smoother, the myelin, and the signs get bigger. Your RAS. So you're not choosing the familiar path. You're already on it before you even notice. Identity, from the brain's perspective, is just a summary of your most run loops. I'm shy, I'm bad with money, I'm not a leader. Those aren't prophecies. They're usage statistics. So how do you step off the roundabout without getting smashed by traffic? You don't fight the loop head on. You install a better one. Main character energy isn't a mood you wait to feel. It's a sequence you rehearse until it runs on its own. Here's how that plays out in real life, without whiteboards or bullet points. Catch the moment you feel yourself shrinking. The email you don't want to send, the topic you're afraid to pitch, the camera you won't turn on. Freeze the scene for 30 seconds. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Name the script out loud. I'm running the play small loop. Saying it breaks the trance. It moves the pattern from I am this to this is happening. And that shift returns a bit of control to the prefrontal cortex. Second, respecify the cue. Your old trigger launches avoidance. Give the same trigger a new instruction. If I feel not ready, Then I will say one sentence out loud that moves this forward. If I catch myself reopening the doc to polish, I will hit publish at the end of this paragraph. You're not trying to become fearless. You're swapping the first domino. Third, load the body before you load the story. Physiology drives psychology more than we want to admit. Stand up, plant your feet, roll your shoulders back, half smile. Not because you're faking it, but because facial feedback loops into emotional state. Take 3 long, slow exhales. Change your environment. New song, new room, open air. Just enough novelty to give your dopamine system a nudge. This 90 seconds isn't fluff. It's the lane change that keeps you from merging back into the old highway. Fourth, act smaller than your fear. Don't scale your dream. Scale the action. 2 minutes is enough. Send the email. Record a 30-second voice memo and post it. Book the call. Submit the pitch with one clear sentence and a link. The point isn't to win the Oscar today. It's to prove to your nervous system, we are the kind of person who moves. Fifth, reinforce. Screenshot the micro win. Write a single line in a log. Felt the loop, did the thing, and the outcome was winning. Tonight, just before sleep, replay that moment 4 times in your mind for about 17 seconds each. Feel the body, hear the sentence, watch the click. You are telling the brain, this is important footage, save this to favorites. The hypnagogic state, the floaty edge between wake and sleep, makes the file easier to store. Finally, install. Loops become you by being run, not admired. Give yourself seasons. 3 weeks of daily reps, then 6, then 12. The intervals won't make you mystical. They make you consistent. Check in at week 1, week 2, week 3, week 5, and week 8. You'll notice something strange around the 2nd month. You'll start taking new action before you realize you were afraid. That's myelin at work. That's main character energy becoming cheap for your brain. There will be edge cases. Anxiety will spike some days, and when it does, lengthen the exhale and ground your senses. Feel your feet. Name 3 colors in the room. Label what's true right now. Chair, screen, breath. Then do the 2-minute move anyway. Perfectionism will hiss that ugly is unsafe. Publish ugly on purpose. Volume before polish starves the old loop of its favorite food. Delay disguises standards. None of this turns you into a robot. You're not deleting feelings. You're directing them. Old loop will whisper, but this is who I am. And you can kindly answer, no, this is who I practice being. And then you practice something else. The brain is plastic. Identity is portable. When you respect how loops really work, cue, thought, state, action, outcome, belief, you stop bargaining with life and start editing it. So the next time you catch yourself shrinking in a meeting, at the keyboard, on a date, pause and breathe. Call the script by name. Give the cue a new if-then. Load your body. Take the smallest step that proves a bigger story. Save the win to memory tonight. Tomorrow, run it again. This is how the background character exits stage left and steps into the light, not by waiting to feel worthy, but by rehearsing a loop until worthiness is just what your nervous system expects. I know you will all continue to manifest magic and resonate on your highest frequency.